This is Fashion School with Shop Limunga. We're going to be teaching you how to make a droplet type medical face mask using fabric. So keep watching and don't forget to subscribe. So for this tutorial, you're going to need the pattern, paper scissors to cut the pattern out, fabric scissors, elastic, nose bridge wire, some pins, and a ruler. So after printing the pattern out that I have in the description, I want you to print out 2 copies, and you need to cut out the pattern. The first one you want to cut all around square one, okay? And then after you've done that, the second one, I want you to cut it right here at the 3rd line. So it should look something like this. I have it written 3rd line. So you're going to cut it right at the 3rd line. So it looks like this. And then you use your pattern to cut out your fabric. And you should have 2 pieces that measure the size of your pattern, like so. So this is the larger size and this is the smaller size, okay? So after you've done that, what I need you to do is, we're going to prepare your fabric. Establish the right sides and the wrong sides of your fabric. For me, this is the right side and this is the wrong side. This is the right side and this is the wrong side. You're going to fold a 1/4 inch in and your finger press. Just finger press it. If you can't finger press it, what you could do is iron it down, and then you're going to pin it. You're going to pin through both layers to hold it down, okay? So go ahead and pin it down. Do it for all sides, all 4 sides. Fold it in and pin it down. After you do that, we're going to sew down the fold, okay? And it should look something like this. It should look like this. So all sides are folded and sewn down. So go ahead and sew it down, fold it a 1/4 inch and sew it down for both pieces. And come back. So after sewing it down, you're going to take the much larger piece, a bigger piece, and you're going to establish the middle of that piece. You're going to establish the middle at the top, and you're going to mark it, maybe with a chalk or pen or whatever it is you have. And then we're going to measure our nose bridge. Mine is 4 inches long. And I want you to establish the middle of that by just folding it together, matching the ends, like so. Match the ends, and then, fold. And I want you to place the middle of that at the mark you made at the top here. Right there. So for my nose bridge, I had to double it. It's a plastic nose bridge wire, so I need to double it to be able to make it a little bit sturdier. So after placing it in the middle here, you want to fold your fabric over the wire, okay? You want to fold your fabric over the wire, and you want to pin. Don't pin through your wire, your nose bridge wire. Go ahead and pin a little bit below it, and make sure you pin through all layers. So just pin it down and sew it. And we're going to be sewing right at the edge here, not on the wire but at the edge, okay? So after you have sewn it down, this is what it should look like. It should look something like this. You have 2 stitches there, one at the top and one at the bottom, and we have our nose bridge wire in here, okay? And if you want, you can go ahead and do a little bit of stitching at the end of each side of the nose bridge wire, but I don't do it because it doesn't move. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to take your smaller piece and make sure you sewed and folded folded it in to the wrong side of the fabric when you did your wire, not on the right side. Okay, so you want to take your smaller piece, left side or wrong side facing each other, and you want to place it matching it. So the right side should be facing you, and the right side of the bigger piece should be on maybe the table or wherever it is that you lay it. Okay, so after you have sewn it all down, and you have your two pieces like this, what you want to do is you want to match your pieces. So I'm going to thread it around here. Match your pieces at the bottom, like so. And you want like a little bit of a difference between the smaller piece and the larger piece. This is the larger piece with the nose bridge wire right here, because this is going to become a pocket where you can put a filter or put another piece of fabric if you want it, if you want a third layer. And then you're going to match it up, and then this is where you add your elastic. Now you don't want to do it all the way to the top, doesn't make sense. You want to do it somewhere below the smaller piece right there, and you want to push it in a little bit further down to make sure when you sew over it, you're going to catch the elastic as well. Okay, so I'm going to pin that elastic down through the fabric, through all layers, so that to hold it in place like so. And then you want to bring the other end of the elastic, and you want to put it right here, not all the way at the edge, but so after you've pinned it out, this is what it should look like. It should look like so. You have the elastic on both sides pinned down. Okay, we're going to take this to the sewing machine and we're going to sew. I'm going to sew on this side, the largest side of my fabric, and I'm going to sew right on this stitch right here. And I'm going to sew from the top here all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top. We're not going to be sewing across this part at the top here. Okay, so go ahead and sew it down and come back.
None like you, who can know my heart like you do. For all creation sings your song. I will.
So after you have sewn it down, it should look like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to fit it into this pattern. It should fit in this small box right here. So from the top right there to this line, this second line right here, from the top all the way to the bottom here. Okay, so what I was saying is it needs to fit in from this line, the top of the line, to this second line right here, all the way to the bottom here, to this second line, to this line. Okay, and then from this line all the way to this line right here. Okay, so it might be slightly bigger or smaller, but it should not be, significantly larger or bigger. Okay, and so what we're going to do is going to use this pattern as a guide to to mark our mask. Okay, so or you get your chalk, as you can see I started marking, and mark and make sure you position it properly like so, and then mark it. Use the lines that I have, these lines right here, to mark exactly on the fabric, because that's what we're going to use to fold the mask in. Okay, so after marking, what we're going to do is we're going to fold in. Hopefully you used a removable pen or chalk, something you can wash off. Okay, so I want you to pick up from the first line, and we're doing this on the outside part, not this inside part that has the pocket. So the first line should fold in to the second line, like so, to the second line. When you do that, you pin it down on both sides, like so. You pin it down. Okay, that's the first line. Now okay, so the third line is going to fold into the fold line, and then we'll just pin it down. Go ahead and pin it down. Do it for both sides. On the pattern, the solid line is folding in to the dotted line, and the second and the fourth line are dotted lines, like so. And then the fifth line is going to fold into the sixth one, and then we pin it. And do this neatly to the best of your ability, like so. Fold in to the sixth line. After folding it, what you need to do is stitch down on the side here, on the side where you have your elastic. You could stitch on this line, or you could make a second line if you want. Okay, you could stitch on that line or make a second line, and you could, go use your iron to just press this part down to kind of help it stay down while you sew. Okay, go ahead and do that and come back. So this is what your completed mask should look like. This is one that I did a few days ago, and I had folded it in on the inside part. It has a pocket, it has that nose bridge wire, and this one we folded it in on the outside, and our elastic was about 8 inch long. Each piece was 8 inch long, and we have our Etsy shop linked in the description. Please check out our shop, and if you want to purchase any mask from us, you can purchase the mask from our Etsy shop. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Okay, thank you, bye.